Local 3108 in Orlando, a longtime union activist and a union president who started off his first term on a very good foot, and he's done a lot of wonderful things in his new office, and I'd like to welcome Steve Wisniewski.
First of all, thank you for coming here today, taking time out of your busy weekend. And I know there's a lot of other places you could be or things you could be doing. I want to apologize up front. My voice is a little shot. Hopefully I'm going to get through what I have to say. I may have to do Marco Rubio and grab some water, but at least it won't be awkwardly far away. Too many past trade deals have benefited Wall Street and large corporations at the expense of working families. As trade ministers meet inside to negotiate a new trade agreement for the Pacific Rim, we're here to demand that they take the interests of ordinary people to heart. Florida and the nation cannot afford a NAFTA on steroids that offshores more manufacturing and service sector jobs, further reducing state and municipal tax revenues for our schools, infrastructures, and other vital public services. This puts a downward pressure on wages and benefits for the jobs that remain. Right now, Vietnam, Malaysia, and other countries associated with these trade negotiations are being promoted as low-cost labor alternatives to China. The global race to the bottom has to stop. Political lip service to labor, environmental standards is not enough to protect jobs at home or basic human rights abroad. We need strong, enforceable standards, or we need to stop this thing altogether. The Trans-Pacific trade deal isn't crafted to improve the living standards of ordinary people, both at home and abroad, then it's not worth doing. Also here to drag the Trans-Pacific Trade Agreement into the public light. This is the third year of serious negotiations on a pact that's supposed to set the standards for international trade for at least a generation. People have the right to know what the representatives are negotiating for and negotiating away. All sorts of international negotiations, including the WTO, happened in the light of day. But for some reason, the Trans-Pacific trade negotiations are happening in the shadows. Meanwhile, the U.S. Trade Representative, Ron Kirk, has appointed approximately 600 corporate lobbyists as official advisors, granting them ongoing access to the negotiating text and the negotiators. The public is right to be skeptical of a trade deal that's negotiated under watchful eyes of corporate lobbyists behind closed doors. The U.S. Trade Representative should release the text and allow for greater public input. The world simply cannot afford and will not put up with another business-as-usual trade deal that benefits the 1% over workers, public health, and the environment. One of the scariest aspects of this deal is that it could be the last trade agreement ever, because there's a provision that leaves the door open, allowing any future country that wants to simply sign on to it. When you boil this thing down, it's nothing less than a corporate Bill of Rights wrapped up in a nice, neat package, and we need to stop this trade agreement for us and for future generations.
Is there any possibility of opting out in the unfortunate event that it is adopted? Is that issue been raised?
Like, could a country sign on and then opt out?
Say everything goes bad and a year from now they have it. 10 years from now there's a new administration. Can we opt out in the future?
We don't know, because that portion of the text, the administrative policies, is not open to the public. So we actually don't know.
I do know any country or any country that wants to join, as long as they abide by the rules that are set up, is free to join this trade agreement. So therefore, it could be a global trade agreement and last of all of them.
somebody monitoring the Singapore round from World War III?
The director, Lori Wall, is there, and
She
she
was
is
there.
there now.
When she had her 4 hours, did she statements yet?
I'm not sure about